Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to No Luck. I'm your host Ruben, and today I'm here with my good friend Tequila Pete. Hey,
How y'all doing?
what's going on, man?
Doing well. Thank you for having me here, man.
Yeah, man, no problem. Let me try. Yeah, I've been wanting to get a drink, so that's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
All right, brother. So, who are you, man? For the people who don't know you, those who never met you before, you want to go ahead and introduce
I
yourself?
am Pete Trevino, originally from Austin, Texas, aka Pete Tequila, Tequila Pete, depending on what side of the pond you're in. I am originally from Austin, Texas, like I just said. We are a family that was the largest Hispanic family in Travis County on paper. So my roots go way back in
Austin.
Yes, my grandfather was the first Hispanic city councilman for Austin.
Oh, shit.
So I do have political background for the city of Austin. My dad works for the University of Texas. I work for the University of Texas. So my roots are definitely rooted here in Austin. I've had the pleasure to see the city grow, and I've grown with it. And I have the pleasure to bring a wonderful product to the market. You know, being from Austin, Texas, a Hispanic, Latino, and to bring our heritage into a product just makes me real proud.
Let's take a look at the bottle. I'm gonna throw the overlay here. So right here, look, the name of it, Dos Cuernos Tequila.
Yes.
That's a nod to UT, right? Because two horns.
Actually, it is. When we named the tequila, it came from the fact that we were all UT Longhorn fans and we were watching a Longhorn game.
Yeah.
When one of the founders got up and he yelled out, "Go Dos Cuernos," instead of going Longhorns. And so that's how the name came about for us. Was we were big Longhorn fans and still are. One of our other founders is a UT alumni and grad, so UT definitely has been a big influence for us when it came to naming the tequila and just the design of the bull and everything like that.
Design of the bull and everything like that. And then so walk me through it, bro. I don't even know where you get started or how you get started. So your family has a different background. It's not a family business, correct?
No, sir. It's this tequila came about. Three friends that were just honestly having a really good time every weekend, hanging out, making barbecues, you know, just really family orientated was the idea behind creating the product, so that when family and friends got together, they had something they can drink, they really enjoyed it, and tastes great. You know, tequila had a very bad reputation for being just a low-level spirit, you know.
Really?
And in the last 10 to 15 years, it's really elevated to a connoisseur's topic. You know, people really are getting into tequila. So we were just three guys that, you know, were drinking, had an idea, and just pursued it one step at a time.
Just fuck it, go all in.
And to be honest with you, we didn't even have tequila when we created the brand. We LLC'd the name, bought the name, and then we started working on the development of the bottle, the tops. They got our initials. So just detail orientated when it came to the bottle, the aesthetics of what it looked like on your shelf. For the bartenders, for the people that really like to have their bars.
Stuff. Yeah, I have my little bar card.
Yeah,
out
so,
right now,
it was something that really appealed to people's, you know, visual. And then we caught a lot of slack in the beginning because we promoted the brand before we even had tequila in the bottle. So a lot of people were giving us hell.
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
Well, because we were going around showing the brand. We're already a tequila company without tequila, if that makes sense.
Yeah, y'all were doing marketing and stuff
Yeah,
before. I mean, that makes sense because you're building hype for it.
Yeah,
no?
we
that was what y'all were trying to do.
Well, we didn't go to school for this, so it was kind of like
Just trying to figure it out as you go along.
yeah, and me being already a natural entrepreneur, I would say, and then the things that I learned from you know, hanging out on the streets. In other words,
yeah,
I kind of formulated somewhat of a business plan. Well, we all did. And after we shot to Mexico, we interviewed 10 distilleries, picked 2, narrowed it down. We came up with Hacienda de Oro, which is our distillery. It's in Amatitan, Mexico. It's about 45 minutes northwest of Guadalajara.
Okay.
So it's in the state of Jalisco. It's 100% Blue Weber agave. So we're real proud of the tequila when we went down there, and we sat for 3 days.
Yeah, y'all were there on a trip.
Yeah.
Just all the founders and stuff.
Just the founders. Yeah, we sat in we had the distillery make tequila after tequila, and we were just sampling it
That sounds like a badass.
for 3 days.
Again, boys trip or what?
Everything. Yeah, it was a boys' trip.
But it's still business. It was still
All business. I stand on business all the time. I mix business with pleasure, but
Yeah, a little
this
bit,
is
but-
about as business as we were getting, and we came up with the recipe, and sure enough, we already had our recipe down, and then 2020 came about when we first had our first launch, and then the world ended,
Yeah.
and we were like, what do we do? You know, we had already had talks with Chewy's, just a number of restaurants that
Yeah.
were ready to take a look at the product, if anything, and then nothing. That's when everything shut down. So we decided we weren't going to quit. We started throwing backyard parties, speakeasies, you know, underground speakeasies, and just kept our name out there. We stayed on social media when a lot of the big companies and everybody just stopped marketing anything on social media. We kept it going. You know, we were doing social media live and just tastings after tastings wherever we could.
Where was the first place that y'all put y'all's tequila out at?
I believe it was Tejas liquor store on Wells Branch. They picked us up because
When was that?
2020.
2020.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've been on the shelves 5 years.
5 years.
Which is
I
why.
should turn 2025. Damn, that's a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Tell me about it. And mind you, we're still a small outfit. You know, we're not the Don Julio or Patron when it comes to like moving units and stuff like that. But you know, we have a very good product, and it really is just a matter of time that I think that once people start getting the idea that this is a brand you can trust.
Yeah.
With yourself, with your friends and family, that we'll get there, you know.
Do you have a target demographic for? Are you kind of just shooting doing a wide net, or is it like?
I think
younger
it's for
crowd,
the
older crowd?
hardworking person that goes and does what they got to do on a day-to-day basis, and they want to enjoy themselves. They want to reward themselves. They like to hand out nice gifts. It's not just a regular tea. It's not your bottom shelf tequila. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It's worth its weight in value and all that. And it'll get there. I foresee it being the next Don Julio.
Okay.
The next Patron in terms of marketing and household name wise. Next 10 years for sure. You know, and it just takes the time. You know, we've been here 10 years. The brand is established already, so you know it's just the process. Trusting the process.
Just in the process of
what
building up the name.
Yeah,
and all that.
anything you do, I would say just
Yeah.
trust the process.
Y'all got into the first liquor store. Must have been a big deal for y'all.
Oh, it
and then
was.
What was the big first event that y'all started doing? How did it come about too? Like y'all just hit up, like for the liquor store. I'm sure you just contacted the owner.
Well, we
say,
knew
"Hey,
them.
we already knew them. All right.
We go there and we buy liquor, like an unbelievable amount of liquor, and we would drink and then go back and buy some more.
Yeah. They already knew you.
Because we love to drink.
Yeah.
We love to party. We love to, you know, have a good time.
Yeah.
And that was our mantra. And that's what kind of came about how this ended up being was that, you know,
I had like an actual like passion for it.
Yeah.
And like, all right, let's put our business hat on.
yeah,
And be
we had a
about
passion for seeing everybody enjoying themselves and family and friends. And, you know, nobody wants to drink shitty tequila.
Nah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I didn't want to drink shitty tequila because I didn't even like tequila. And if I was gonna drink tequila with you,
Wait, you a tequila brand owner? You don't like tequila?
that was the thing.
At first.
Now look at me now. The irony is now I'm like begging, you know, please try this. You'll be very surprised, and your return on investment is perfect. You know what I mean?
How much is it at the stores?
Like $42.
$42. Okay.
42, like at the major stores, like at Total Wines.
Yeah.
And they'll hold it for 42. At your mom and pops, you're looking at maybe like $45.99. But it's still the quality. You'll pay $45 for some expensive tequila that just doesn't go down right.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm
Still
not,
hit or miss at that price
yeah,
range.
you know, I'm not gonna name any tequilas out here that aren't that good, but you know, You know.
I'm not gonna name names.
Yeah, I'm not gonna name names because the only name you need to remember is Dos Cuernos Tequila.
Hey, there we go. So tell me this, bro. I know it's you. How many friends is it total?
The original founders were just 3. Angel Gallegos, Sylvester Palacios, and myself are the original founders of the company.
Uh-huh.
We've since grown and taken on new investors and stuff like that for the company's sake and whatnot. But that was the original founders. We're on the top of the bottle with GPT, which is Gallegos, Palacios, and Trevino. Mm-hmm. The original GPT, I might say, not the chat.
The chat.
So that's how, you know, we came up with the initials on the top of the bottle. And it was just, like I said, just us 3 hanging out.
And what is your role specifically? Like, y'all have like certain roles, or y'all all kind of tackle a little bit at once?
Angel is the CEO, back office, a little bit of front office. I'm the CCO, Chief Client Officer, a lot of the face of the company, you would say, going around and you know, a lot of events. You'll usually see me there.
Okay,
you know,
you're the one at the events.
I'm the one doing in the trenches out here, taking care of business.
He's in the trenches.
Yes, always in the trenches. You know what I mean? So that's what I do. I'm a people person. I like to talk. I like to engage with customers and all that. I don't have a problem with that. I'm not scared to talk to people. To talk to people, even if they look unfriendly or they're not even being as receptive. I don't even bother. You know, I just know that I'm not your cup of tea. I just move along and keep rolling. So yeah, that's my role as far as the company's just being out here and getting the name thrown around and recognized and such as what I'm doing here so that people can, you know, remember the brand and start getting that brand loyalty and that brand recognition, stuff like that.
Here's a big question I like to ask people that don't know brand or business, whatever. What's y'all's marketing strategy look like? I don't know if you say you're the face of it.
I guess it's kind of like grassroots. We wanted to, like, you know, start at the bottom and work our way up the tiers, you know, to get that reputation of being a tequila that across the board anybody would love and drink. You don't have to be a high society member to enjoy Dos Cuernos tequila, nor, you know, do you have to be one of the construction workers. You know, you work hard for your money, you do honest living, you want to, you know, show up and show out and have a nice drink such as we're having. Yeah. And that's what Dos Cuernos is about. That's our marketing strategy there. That's what we target, you know.
That's the message you're trying to bring.
Yeah, overall, yeah, you know, you work hard, play hard, enjoy yourself, reward yourself, you know.
Okay. You have a motto?
Pretty much that's it right there.
I about to say that would be a good motto.
Yeah, that's kind of what my motto is. I work hard, I play hard, and I definitely reward myself at the end of the day. Yeah. And I don't want to be half-hearted giving myself something that I know I don't like. I know, you know, it's not going to taste good with this. Or, you know, if I don't drink, you know, just kind of settling. I'm at the age where I'm not here to settle anymore. I've already settled for too much growing up. Getting to this point, I know what I want. I know what I want to offer, and I know what people expect. Yeah. You know, from their hard-working money, from my hard-working money.
You said this is not is this the first podcast you've been on?
No, but to this extent, definitely chef's kiss on what y'all doing here.
Oh, thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. It's taken a long time for us to get to this point, but...
Well, like I said, and like I always tell everybody, trust the process, trust yourself, trust that what you're doing is definitely, you know, if it feels right, go with it.
Go with it. Yeah. Go with your gut.
Yeah,
go
absolutely.
With your gut.
Absolutely. I think that's one thing I've learned more than anything is just trusting my intuition and being in tune with my patience, because this is 10 years in the making. I mean, like I told Angel when we started, man, I'm not doing this for money. Yeah. I'm gonna do this to help you out and all that. And till this day, all I've been doing is spending money. The company has made money, but it has to go back.
Reinvest it back
it has
into
to
the
go
business.
back. You know, we have to do the re-up. You know, we can't be out here spending
blowing the money that
No, absolutely not. Yeah. Absolutely not. And you know, that's where we're at now. That's why I still have I hold a day job, because, you know, I know that
just have that stable.
You got to be discipline and patience and staying focused.
It's key.
Is very key. And not letting anybody discourage you, period. You know, don't let nobody tell you, oh, you crazy, that's not gonna work or whatever. We always hear the stories of people saying that and how the people that were told that overcome that and become more than what they expected to be. And that's what we plan on being, being more than what people expect, because we are. People didn't even expect me to even have this podcast. People didn't even expect me to have tequila in this glass.
Yeah.
But here I am. Dos Cuernos Tequila, Austin, Texas. That's right.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking cool. I'll fucking cheers to that, brother.
Cheers to that, yes sir.
Do you, man? Yeah, I was looking at y'all's Instagram. You already have like 1,000 followers, right? On the.
So that's our second Instagram. Our first Instagram got hacked. We had about up to 3,000.
Oh shit!
And so we had to bring that back up, to 1,000. Yes, and we've been slowly doing that.
How do y'all do that?
Events. I do tastings, and we have our table has our QR code. If you take a shot, take some swag, follow us on Instagram.
Yeah.
Just kind of get that
and then
momentum.
people following.
We did 3 Decibels Productions. They're my friends. They're coming up as well. They're doing a lot of productions. They had this DJ thing 2 Tuesdays ago.
Yeah.
Where they had did a live set. The DJs were spinning. They had food.
Yeah.
And they went on, they recorded and they're gonna throw it on their YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool because I was there, serving up the tequila, talking about the tequila.
Everybody's partying, having a good time.
Everybody's partying.
There,
you can see it in the background, dancing and stuff like that. So very cool stuff. So I'm.
And do you get like a little rush when you're in that moment, you're working and you're like.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do. In fact.
That's why I would get a rush.
I still get nervous right before any of these things happen.
Were you nervous right before this podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was a little bit nervous too.
I was too. I mean, I was like, I need to smoke some weed. I thought, but I'm gonna respect everybody here.
Yeah.
Not doing anything crazy. So I do get a little nervous, but once I get into like
in the flow,
yeah, then there's no stopping me.
Yeah.
No stopping me. My personality starts to kick in. The reason why I'm standing here starts to really, people start to see and develop their opinion of the tequila and the men behind it.
Pete, where are we at now, brother?
We are at the Hotel Indigo, actually right across from Stubbs Barbecue, legendary Stubbs Barbecue. In the heart of Austin, Texas, you can see the background, skyline. They're still working on our skyline out here. A good place to come out here and have a drink. Dos Cuernos is served here at the Hotel Indigo, just for FYI reasons. So yeah, we plan to have some pool parties. Sundays, we have brunch from 10 to 1 o'clock where you get food and drinks offered for, what I would say, about $65 is the asking price, but definitely come out and check us out.
That's for the drinks, entertainment.
That's for the
food.
Drinks, entertainment, and food. Yes.
Okay.
All inclusive. Yes. And then I'll be here serving up the samples, spreading the good love of Dos Cuernos Tequila around. So rest assured that it won't be a dull moment.
We're talking about how far you've come. What are the plans for the summer?
So
I know you said you mentioned the pool party.
The pool party is one of the things that we're going to be doing for the summer. This is going to be like the official, unofficial hotel for Dos Cuernos. If you follow us on our Dos Cuernos social club, there's going to be a list of the places where you can get a discount, 10% off the drinks served on Dos Cuernos and things of that nature. So we're definitely going to be pushing that initiative this summer and throughout the months coming, just so we can really put the Tequila Social Club into effect. Really make that out there.
So as far as goes for the end of the year, what are you trying to accomplish in 2020? By the end of 2025, do y'all have goals like that?
Yes, we do. We have Tennessee's market that we're already infiltrated. We want to start building that market. Tennessee, be a presence in the state of Tennessee and all the cities that, Nashville, Chattanooga, some other cities I'm not too familiar with, but Tennessee, Florida, we have our licenses in Florida. We want to pick up some momentum in Florida. We've applied for our licenses in New York and California.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to do tastings and events in those states as well. We do have our online platform where you could purchase our product online.
Okay.
So if you're not from Texas and visit Texas and you just so happen to have the opportunity to taste some Dos Cuernos tequila, you can definitely find it available outside of Texas, should you need it.
You're talking about doing some events in Europe, and we're talking about a little bit off the camera, but
Yes, we are exploring some places like Spain, where they love the bull first and foremost.
yeah. Oh yeah, that's like one of those symbols,
Yeah,
right?
one of the very huge staples of Spain is the bull. We had one of our partners take it out to Spain and show it off out there. So we're looking to find a distributor out in Spain, or actually in Europe, so we can.
In Europe in general,
Yeah, Europe in general, so we can start, doing some things out there.
Yeah. So this is the year where you're starting to boom expand.
We're looking at a huge expansion this year.
This year.
With that's why we're trying to really push the initiative where people recognize the name, not just here locally but abroad. Because Austin, Texas, is a city that does attract a lot of tourists,
yeah.
visitors.
A lot of people here from not people that are here are not from here.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
a lot of like the sporting events and the
Like South by Southwest was a big one.
Yes.
A lot of people came for it.
They come out here, so we have a lot of people that have the opportunity. Let's just say they're staying here at the Hotel Indigo, and we're throwing big parties here, and they taste tequila, Dos Cuernos tequila, in fact.
Yeah.
They can.
What was that? You know what's cool? Because they're associate your tequila with the good time they're having in Austin, Texas.
That's what it is. That's what that's why we created Dos Cuernos.
Yeah.
When you taste Dos Cuernos, you're embodying all of us, because we love to have a good time. We love to have
have a moment like y'all were having when y'all came up with the brand name.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Unforgettable. No, that wasn't just that night, but it's been nights leading up to that, and nights ever since. Where
What's a good drinking story besides that one that y'all had? If y'all have any other ones, camera appropriate or brand appropriate.
Brand appropriate drinking stories.
Yeah.
I want to say probably on record there probably isn't any. You know what? I take that back. We did throw a party for Stevie D, the Tejano music star. He had just won a Grammy.
Oh shit!
And we're all we're hanging out, so we said, man, we're gonna throw you a party. So we threw him a party, a nice little event, music, very elegant. Nice event, nice venue. We have pictures. If you go on our social media, you'll see moments of that. So that was one time where I could say where it was brand appropriate. We all behaved at that venue, probably after party, maybe not. But while we were there during that time, we definitely, it felt good to do something for him.
Like provide
on that level,
we were providing value.
Right.
Yeah.
And we met the record label owner of I think Freddie Records or something like that.
Okay.
So
his record label.
His record label, and so it was really nice to be a part of that and really show ourselves off, and as a brand and a company that can hold their own in such a setting.
Yeah.
And I don't know if his what other parties he threw after that, but definitely it was.
But that was the one y'all had was good. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely had a really good time in Round Rock, Texas, actually.
I think that's about all the questions I had. Did you came on here to say anything? Talk about anything?
I think I've already mentioned that we're going to be doing the Dos Cuernos Tequila Social Tequila Club membership initiative, where we'll be actually listing a few places such as the Indigo where they serve Dos Cuernos, and you're on the social club membership, that you'll get a discount for staying here, or just being here in general. You know what I mean?
Where do they find you at? You have the website and all that, right? We'll throw it on the bio too.
On our website, it has a list of all the locations that we have our tequila
at.
Yeah.
What's the name of the website?
DosCuernosTequila.com. Yes.
Okay, DosCuernos.com. And Instagram?
Dos Cuernos Tequila.
Yeah, we'll throw in the bio. All one.
Yeah.
Same thing on Facebook and all that?
Yes.
Okay. All right, brother. Sounds good, man. I want to appreciate you taking the time, man. Yeah,
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Cool.
Thank you.
All right, guys. If you made it to the end of the video, y'all are my favorite.
Thank you so much.
If you like this type of content, go ahead and smash the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more of this type of stuff. I mean, me, I'm a podcaster of all of Austin nightlife in South Central Texas, too.
Right on.
Go follow my boy, Tequila Pete on Instagram and go follow his business.
Dos
Go check
Buenos
out his
Tequila.
tequila. All right, guys. Till next time. Peace.
Peace.